Welcome students, for those of you in lab that are sticking around for your lab material. So this will be pretty quick and then I'll let you get off to doing your lab work. You have one lab assignment today that is due tomorrow, so Thursday at 11:55 p.m. So it should be pretty quick for you to get it complete. It is all about APA citation. So hopefully many of you have had some of this already in your 300 class, so it should be easy, but for those of you who it's new for, it'll be just a new thing, but it's not terribly difficult. I give you a bunch of resources, and if you are by chance watching this in a group of lab people, you may do this assignment as a group. Otherwise, if you're at home, do this assignment on your own. So to begin with, before we jump into that lab assignment, I want to show you some library tools. So there is a nice library website. Here's that link. So here is a library resource for the CAS department. So it has a bunch of different nice things. So it has books that are relevant to a lot of your majors and interests. It has articles, databases. So here you've got a link to PsycInfo and ERIC right here. I believe they've got Google Scholar on here. There's JSTOR, I talked about that. That has older psychology research. Websites. So one of the main things we're going to talk about today, well, first off today, is websites. How to know what is a good website versus what is a bad website, or what's a website that has valid information or probably valid information versus something like a blog where things are just people's opinions or even fake news, things of that sort. So here are a bunch of website resources developed by different members of the faculty in the department that could be of use to you. So let's say, for example, you wanted a great definition of attachment. Well, this website here on child development from the Centers of Disease Control and Prevention might have a really good definition for attachment or parenting style. So style, let's see if they have some articles or some references, some good things for you to do or use. All right, so here's a couple other websites that they link you to. So maybe those will be useful. So the main point of showing you this resource and talking about websites is that while the main thing for your annotated bibliography assignment is these 5 research articles that you're using, and these are peer-reviewed research articles, while you definitely need those 5 in your paper, you can certainly use other references in your paper as you start writing it. So for example, if you wanted to use one of these references for good information about divorce statistics, you might find a good website that has that. And so you just need to be able to make sure that you're citing this website appropriately in text and in your reference list. That's kind of what this assignment is partially about today. But before we do that, I want you to go through some of these library tools at this link. Just play around with it, see what is available to you, what things that might be of use to you, and just get a good sense of what the department provides for you. So after you've done that, I want you to watch this video that is linked here through the PowerPoint. It is a little bit cheesy, but it is about what to look for when evaluating websites for good, accurate information. So in this website here, this link goes to the one that I just had open. So do go and watch this video. It'll open for you like this, and you won't be able to hear it as I'm playing it right now. But watch that video and it will give you a sense of what to look for when you're evaluating if a website is a good source or not. One thing I would add to that, well, go and watch it right now and then I'll add something to it. All right, now that you've watched that video, one thing I would add to that is that those were good suggestions. But if you wanted to use, say, a blog from someone like Darcia Narvaez, who is a researcher in child development, she often publishes blogs about the research that she's doing. And she'll reference that research, she'll cite her sources, things of that nature, and she'll write it in a more easily digestible way than a research article. So if you find a blog or something like that where it is valid information, where it's good information, where the author is cited, where you can tell that it's not coming from a place of bias, that might be a good thing to do. But in general, blogs are probably something to stay away from, but they can be useful depending on who it is that is writing the material. So that is what I wanted to share with you about evaluating websites. Hopefully that helps you know what to look for if you're going to be using websites in your paper. Again, your annotated bibliography must be the research articles, but your paper as a whole can use other outside references as well. Okay, so we already went through databases in the previous lab and how to search for things, so we'll skip that right now. But one thing that I wanted to show you is this little cheat sheet that the department provides for you. So here is a little cheat sheet the department provides for you that's linked through the PowerPoint of a few different things to remember with APA citation. So here it tells you things like here for a journal article. These are things that should be included. And here's an example. Here's for a book. So a chapter in a book. So these are how you would cite in your reference list these different sources. So a journal article that was in print or that you picked up online. These are how you would format a full text APA style citation for those things. So hopefully that is clear to you. As well as using that, I do recommend, just like is on the syllabus, the APA publication manual. So you can either check that out from the library, you can purchase one. One student once told me they found it online in a scanned copy, so someone pirated it and put it online, which I don't recommend piracy, but you can find those kinds of resources in other places. Another thing you can use is this OWL at Purdue University, which is their online writing lab. So let's say you're thinking, okay, I need to cite a YouTube video. You probably shouldn't cite a YouTube video, but just as an example. So you would click on here, electronic sources. You see we're here in APA style. They also have an MLA style. So make sure you're in the proper place. So web publications. All right, art, online periodical, journal article. So this is how you would, this is the format of how you would create a citation for a journal article. So the authors, and just really quickly, it's author's last name, author's first initial, author's middle initial. Just so that's clear. So for mine, my name is Brian Ross Riches. So it would be Riches B.R. because my name is Brian Ross Riches. So last name, first initial, middle initial. All right, then date of the publication, title of the article. If you've gone through 300, you've done this before. It shouldn't be that new to you. But the OWL at Purdue is a good resource for this, and you should be able, I believe it's this page, that you can find how to cite things like YouTube videos as well. It is also in the APA manual. So one thing to be careful of is sometimes the OWL at Purdue does have errors. It's pretty good, but it's not always perfect. The APA manual is the perfect, like, top of the line resource for finding out exactly how to do things. But that is also a good resource too. That is free to everybody and you could use quickly and easily. All right, so back to some material for lab. I believe that was all the things I wanted to show you. Let me just double check. Yep, that is correct. The next thing I want to show you is your worksheet. So that OWL at Purdue, the APA manual, those things will be really useful for this assignment. And I will show you, you can download it on Titanium. Here is the Lab 3 worksheet. I will zoom in a little bit. So again, if you're doing this in a group, which I don't suspect you will be, but if you are, make sure everybody's name is up here. All right, and it's actually not midnight, it's due at 11:55 the night after your lab, so Thursday night at 11:55, but pretty close to midnight. Anyway, so this first section, I want you to find the errors with these citations. So there are things that I've deleted, things that are missing from these citations. Fix those problems. This year might be wrong, for example. Any problems that you find, so you would look up this research article, like this is its title. So look up this research article, find the correct one, and then look to see what is missing from the APA citation. Looks like there might be something missing over here. Maybe I deleted an author name, and then make any changes in red text. So this one, and this one should all have some red text in them to show where are corrections you have made. All right, so the second section is to create an APA citation of these two journal articles. So this is the title, and these are the authors and the year. This is the title of the second article and the authors and the year. So you can search for that through Google Scholar, PsycInfo, ERIC. Find these articles, but rather than using the shortcuts, so again, the shortcuts, I'll show you those really quickly. So let's go to the databases. So PsycInfo. All right, so I'm going to do parenting style. Let's say I wanted to use this article, or this was the one that I had that was on that document. So there is this shortcut button for cite, and then here's the APA. Rather than doing that for this section, for this section, I want you to download the actual article. So we'll pull that back up again. Let's download. Oh, this one didn't have full text. Let's grab one with full text really quickly. It's funny, it doesn't give me the option for the narrowing down option of full text. Okay, here's a full text version of that article. So I would open the article itself. I prefer to open just the PDF of it. And now that I'm here on this PDF, I would find the things that would go in the citation. So the journal article, it looks like this journal is called Appetite. So it's a journal about appetite. And then this is the title. These are the authors. Here is the year, the page numbers. You'll be able to find the issue number, the DOI, for example. So these are things that should be included in your citation. So create your citation for these two articles without using that copy and paste shortcut, just by looking at the full text of the article. And then these last two, these ones, you can search for them and use the copy and paste shortcut. All right, so it shouldn't take you too long to complete this, but it'll get you more familiarity with how to format an APA citation. And that's really important for your paper, for your reference list, and for your annotated bibliography. If you have any questions, feel free to email Imelda, your TA, or myself about it. And good luck. You are going to do great.